Your life is a reflection of the choices you have made, yet too often people allow circumstances, other people's opinions, or past mistakes to dictate their present reality. Taking ownership means fully acknowledging that every success, every setback, and every moment in your life stems from decisions you have made, consciously or unconsciously. It is not about blaming yourself or being overly harsh, but about understanding that you hold the steering wheel. Once you accept this responsibility, you no longer wait for permission, opportunities, or luck. You create your own path forward. Many people live in a constant state of reaction, responding to events rather than shaping them. They complain about situations, criticize others, or feel trapped by their environment, believing that life happens to them rather than through them. Taking ownership requires a shift from passivity to proactivity. It is about recognizing that the power to change your circumstances lies in your mindset, your actions, and your persistence. Every small decision, from the way you spend your time to the habits you cultivate, compounds into the life you experience, making ownership not just a concept, but a daily practice. Taking ownership also demands courage because it forces you to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself. It requires honest reflection, an acknowledgement of where you have fallen short, and a commitment to personal accountability. Many avoid this because it can be painful to admit mistakes or failures. Yet, avoiding responsibility is the very thing that keeps people stuck in cycles of regret and mediocrity. True ownership liberates you because it means your future is no longer bound by past errors. Every failure becomes a lesson, every setback becomes a stepping stone, and every choice you make carries the weight of intentionality. Owning your life means refusing to let others define your worth or potential. Society, family, friends, and even colleagues often impose limits based on their beliefs, experiences, or fears. When you take full responsibility, you stop living by someone else's rules and start living by the standards you set for yourself. You recognize that your identity, your purpose, and your achievements are yours alone. The moment you embrace this truth, external criticism loses its power. You begin to act with clarity, confidence, and conviction, unshaken by the opinions or doubts of those around you. Taking ownership is also about mastering your inner world. Your thoughts, beliefs, and self-talk shape your reality. If you blame circumstances or other people, you give away your power. If you choose to focus on what you can control, your energy becomes productive, your vision becomes clear, and your actions become deliberate. Ownership is not limited to external situations. It starts internally. By taking full responsibility for your mindset, emotions, and focus, you cultivate resilience, clarity, and empowerment. The external world becomes a reflection of the control you exert internally, and obstacles become opportunities for growth rather than reasons for defeat. Accountability is the backbone of taking ownership. To truly own your life, you must hold yourself accountable to your goals, commitments, and values. This means setting standards for yourself and refusing to compromise them for comfort or convenience. It also means tracking your progress, reflecting regularly, and adjusting your actions when necessary. Without accountability, ownership becomes empty words. When you combine ownership with rigorous self-discipline, you transform intention into action and action into results. Each day becomes an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are capable, responsible, and fully invested in the life you desire. Taking ownership also involves embracing your unique talents, skills, and potential. Many people fail to take control because they underestimate their abilities or compare themselves to others. True ownership comes when you fully commit to leveraging your strengths and developing your weaknesses. It is about recognizing that the raw material of your life, your time, your intellect, your energy is in your hands. You cannot outsource your growth, and you cannot rely on luck. By owning your unique gifts and committing to their application, you create opportunities that no one else can replicate. Taking ownership requires rejecting the victim mindset. Life will always present challenges, injustices, and disappointments. But ownership means refusing to see yourself as powerless. You accept that adversity is part of the journey and that setbacks are not the end of the road. By embracing responsibility, you shift from complaining to problem solving, from reacting to strategizing, and from waiting for rescue to creating solutions. Every challenge becomes a test of your commitment and resourcefulness. and every obstacle becomes an arena in which you assert control over your destiny. Ownership also demands patience and persistence. You cannot take control of your life once and expect immediate perfection. Life is a continuous series of choices, and mastery comes from consistently choosing actions aligned with your goals. This requires self-awareness, reflection, and the willingness to course correct without self-punishment. Taking ownership is not a one-time act, but a lifelong commitment to excellence in thought, behavior, and decision-making. Every day is an opportunity to reinforce your agency and remind yourself that your life is in your hands, and the quality of your future is determined by the ownership you exercise today. Finally, taking ownership transforms your relationships and influence. When you own your life fully, you stop blaming others, stop projecting your frustrations, and stop relying on external validation. Instead, you become a source of inspiration, accountability, and stability for others. Your life becomes a testament to the power of responsibility, and your actions demonstrate what it means to lead oneself. Ownership empowers you to step into every room with confidence, clarity, and authority because you are no longer dependent on chance or circumstance. Your life is a deliberate creation, and you are the architect. Reinvention begins with the decision to stop making excuses and start making progress. Too many people delay their growth because they are waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect timing, or the perfect opportunity. Life rarely offers perfection. It offers moments that demand courage, persistence, and decisive action. Excuses are the comfort of inaction, the illusion that waiting or rationalizing will somehow produce success. Every great life story is built on action taken in imperfect circumstances, not hesitation or endless planning. Action transforms intention into results, and results are what shape reinvention. The challenge of reinvention is that it requires stepping into the unknown. Most people avoid this because fear tells them to stay in their comfort zones. Excuses feel safe. They justify procrastination, inaction, and avoidance, but they are deadly to growth. To reinvent yourself, you must embrace uncertainty and take the steps others are too afraid to take. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is action despite fear. Every bold move forward expands your capacity, sharpens your skills, and reshapes your identity. Reinvention is impossible without moving because stagnation maintains the version of yourself you are trying to leave behind. Reinvention demands consistency, not occasional bursts of effort. It is not enough to act once or sporadically. Transformation occurs when repeated, deliberate actions compound over time. Excuses thrive on inconsistency. They give you a pass for missing deadlines, skipping steps, or avoiding challenges. When you commit to consistent action, you signal to yourself that your reinvention is non-negotiable. Daily effort, no matter how small, accumulates into massive change. Each day you take purposeful steps toward your goals. You rewrite the story of your life, proving that action, not rationale or delay, is the engine of transformation. Excuses are often rooted in fear of failure, rejection, or criticism. People rationalize inaction by telling themselves they are not ready or not capable. Reinvention requires rejecting these narratives. The only way to overcome fear is to act anyway. Every action you take builds confidence, experience, and competence. Failures are not setbacks. They are lessons, feedback, and catalysts for growth. Action allows you to discover solutions, refine strategies, and develop resilience. Excuses keep you in a state of perpetual preparation without results, while decisive steps create momentum, opportunity, and measurable progress toward the person you are becoming. Reinvention requires abandoning perfectionism. Waiting until every condition is ideal is an excuse disguised as strategy. Life will always be messy, unpredictable, and imperfect. The people who succeed do not wait for perfect alignment. They take action with the resources, knowledge, and skills they currently possess. Imperfect action produces results, while inaction guarantees stagnation. By acting despite uncertainty, you develop problem-solving skills, creativity, and adaptability. Reinvention is not a rehearsal. It is a real-time process that unfolds through trial, error, and persistence. Every step forward, even if flawed, moves you closer to the version of yourself you envision. Action requires accountability. When you commit to reinvention, you must hold yourself responsible for following through. Excuses often thrive in isolation. where there is no one to answer to. By creating systems of accountability, setting measurable goals, and tracking progress, you ensure T. Hat action is non-negotiable. Accountability turns intention into implementation and transforms ideas into results. Each day you honor your commitments, you reinforce your ability to act decisively. Reinvention becomes a process of discipline, where excuses no longer have a place because you are actively engaged in creating the life you want through consistent, deliberate steps. Reinvention also demands a proactive mindset. Waiting for opportunities or circumstances to change is an excuse disguised as patience. True reinvention occurs when you create opportunities through action. You must identify gaps, anticipate challenges, and develop strategies to move forward. Action fuels creativity and generates momentum. The more you do, the more doors open and the more solutions present themselves. Excuses limit perception, action expands it. By embracing a mindset of proactive engagement, you position yourself as the architect of your own life, ensuring that reinvention is driven by your initiative rather than external forces or luck. Reinvention is fueled by courage and persistence. Every time you choose action over excuse, you strengthen your resilience. Challenges and obstacles will inevitably arise, but they are not reasons to stop. They are proof that you are progressing. Action is cumulative. It builds confidence, skill, and clarity. Excuses, on the other hand, erode self-belief, drain energy, and stall momentum. By prioritizing action, you condition yourself to confront adversity with determination. Each decision to move forward, even when uncomfortable or risky, reinforces your capacity to reinvent yourself and ensures that excuses lose their power over your choices and outcomes. Action requires vision. To reinvent yourself, you must know where you are going, but you must also act even when the path is not fully clear. Excuses often mask indecision and uncertainty. You may tell yourself, I'll start when I know more, or I'll begin when it's easier, yet the perfect moment rarely arrives. Reinvention is the art of moving forward in faith, taking steps that align with your goals and adjusting as you progress. Every action you take illuminates the next step, creating a dynamic process of growth and self-transformation that excuses can never achieve. Finally, reinvention is a lifelong commitment to action. Excuses are temporary comforts that offer immediate relief, but long-term regret. Transformation occurs when you consistently choose action over rationalization, effort over procrastination, and courage over comfort. Each choice you make, each step you take, reshapes your identity and your trajectory. Action turns ideas into tangible results, vision into reality, and potential into achievement. Reinvention is the result of a disciplined, persistent, and courageous life where excuses are recognized for what they are, barriers to progress, and consistently set aside in favor of deliberate, transformative steps. Growth is impossible without discomfort. The moment you stop feeling comfortable is the moment transformation begins. People naturally seek ease and familiarity, but the life you dream of is always on the other side of discomfort. Sacrifice and challenge are not punishments. They are the tools of reinvention. To embrace discomfort means to willingly step into situations that stretch your limits, challenge your abilities, and force you to adapt. Every time you face what feels uncomfortable, you expand your capacity. Sacrifice is not loss. It is the investment of energy, time, and effort into a future that is exponentially greater. Discomfort teaches resilience. When you confront challenges that push you beyond what feels safe, you develop strength, patience, and endurance. People who avoid discomfort miss out on opportunities to build character and fortitude. Every small challenge you face becomes a rehearsal for bigger challenges ahead. Sacrifice amplifies the value of your achievements because the harder the path, the more meaningful the destination. Avoiding discomfort is a shortcut to mediocrity, while embracing it prepares you for extraordinary results. Reinvention requires walking through fire, knowing that the trials you endure today equip you to thrive in circumstances that would overwhelm those unwilling to sacrifice. Discomfort also sharpens focus. When you willingly step out of comfort, distractions fall away. Your priorities become clear, and you recognize what truly matters. Sacrifice demands that you give up temporary pleasures or conveniences in exchange for long-term gains. The act of choosing focus over comfort develops discipline, which is essential for reinvention. Every choice to endure discomfort strengthens your ability to resist temptation, to commit to hard work, and to pursue a vision with unwavering intensity. People who avoid sacrifice remain scattered and unfulfilled, while those who embrace it align their actions with their highest goals. The path of reinvention is paved with decisions that feel inconvenient or uncomfortable. You may have to wake earlier, study harder, or challenge limiting beliefs. Sacrifice often requires giving up what others value, approval, leisure, or comfort, in favor of progress and growth. Discomfort is the signal that you are expanding beyond your old limits. Those who achieve extraordinary outcomes willingly endure what others avoid, knowing that each uncomfortable step creates momentum, skill, and self-confidence. By embracing discomfort, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined, and every sacrifice becomes a building block for the life you aspire to create. Discomfort cultivates creativity and problem solving. When circumstances push you out of routine, you are forced to innovate, adapt, and find solutions. Sacrifice teaches you that every obstacle has a hidden opportunity. People who avoid challenges remain stagnant, trapped by old habits and limited thinking. By choosing discomfort, you strengthen your ability to navigate uncertainty, confront setbacks, and pivot when necessary. Every sacrifice you make, whether in time, energy, or comfort, teaches lessons that cannot be learned in ease. Reinvention requires this constant stretching of your mental, emotional, and physical capacity, and every step outside your comfort zone accelerates your growth exponentially. Discomfort and sacrifice build confidence. Each time you endure what seems difficult, you accumulate evidence of your strength and capability. The more you stretch yourself, the more you realize that fear and resistance were illusions and your true power lies in action. People who avoid sacrifice remain limited by self-doubt and hesitation, while those who embrace it gain an unshakable belief in their own abilities. Reinvention demands repeated, deliberate exposure to challenge because confidence is not inherited, it is earned. By embracing discomfort, you cultivate self-reliance, courage, and mastery over circumstances that would otherwise paralyze someone unwilling to pay the price of growth. Sacrifice also strengthens your discipline. Giving up short-term pleasures to pursue long-term success requires intentionality and self-control. Discomfort forces you to make decisions aligned with your highest goals rather than your immediate desires. People who resist this process remain reactive and inconsistent, while those who embrace it develop the structure and consistency necessary to achieve extraordinary results. Reinvention is not a matter of luck or talent. It is a product of discipline, consistent effort over time. Each sacrifice reinforces your commitment, each uncomfortable choice proves your determination, and each challenge shapes the habits that will define the next version of yourself. Discomfort teaches humility and patience. Growth is rarely instantaneous. It unfolds gradually as you endure challenges and learn from experiences. Sacrifice reminds you that meaningful progress requires effort, persistence, and sometimes delayed gratification. People who avoid hardship may achieve temporary satisfaction, but rarely long-term transformation. By embracing discomfort, you learn to navigate setbacks without despair, to adapt without frustration, and to persevere without compromise. Each sacrifice reinforces the lesson that the journey toward reinvention is as important as the destination. Mastery comes not from avoiding struggle, but from leaning into it and using it as fuel for transformation. Reinvention requires the courage to face discomfort in all areas of life: physical, mental, emotional, and relational. Every great achievement demands pushing boundaries, challenging assumptions, and enduring what others will not. Sacrifice often entails letting go of comfort, security, or approval to pursue a vision that aligns with your true potential. Those who embrace discomfort develop resilience, resourcefulness, and determination. Every obstacle faced, every temporary endured, every sacrifice made compounds into a stronger, more capable, and more confident version of yourself. Reinvention is not for the faint of heart. It is for those willing to pay the price of growth. Finally, discomfort and sacrifice create a sense of purpose. When you willingly endure difficulty, you discover what you truly value and what is worth fighting for. Every act of sacrifice is a statement of commitment to your vision and a declaration that your goals matter more than temporary ease. Discomfort forces clarity, discipline, and action, and it separates those who merely dream from those who actually achieve. Reinvention requires embracing this process daily, knowing that each challenge is shaping the person you are becoming, and that the price of greatness is always paid in discomfort, effort, and persistence. Investing in yourself is the most powerful decision you can make because it compounds over time, creating returns that no one can take away from you. Every skill you learn, every book you read, every habit you build becomes an asset that enhances your ability to achieve your goals. People often spend money, energy, and attention on distractions, but the truly successful invest first in their knowledge, health, mindset, and skill set. Relentless self-investment ensures that when opportunity arrives, you are ready. Your capacity to create wealth, influence, and impact grows in direct proportion to the value you place on yourself. Time is your most precious resource, and investing in yourself begins with how you spend it. Every hour you dedicate to learning, practicing, or reflecting compounds into personal growth. People who do not prioritize their development allow time to slip away, creating a life shaped by circumstances rather than by design. Relentless investment in yourself means consistently choosing activities that strengthen your mind, body, and spirit over fleeting entertainment or distractions. Every hour invested in improvement builds momentum, knowledge, and confidence. Your growth accelerates, opportunities multiply, and your potential becomes evident to yourself and the world around you. Investing in yourself requires courage because it often involves stepping outside of comfort and challenging old habits. Many people shy away from growth because it demands effort, change, and discipline. Learning new skills, facing weaknesses, and seeking feedback can feel uncomfortable, but discomfort is the currency of transformation. By committing relentlessly to your development, you build resilience and adaptability. Every small action, reading a book, attending a seminar, practicing a new skill, strengthens your future. You become more capable, more confident, and more prepared to seize opportunities that others cannot. Your life becomes a reflection of the effort you pour into yourself. Education is a cornerstone of self-investment. Formal education is valuable, but continuous, self-directed learning is where true transformation occurs. Books, courses, mentors, and experiences shape your thinking, expand your perspective, and equip you with strategies to solve problems others cannot. People who fail to invest in learning remain limited by outdated ideas and stagnant skills. Those who commit relentlessly to expanding their knowledge continually increase their value, influence, and earning potential. Every new concept, insight, and connection becomes an asset that compounds over time. Your mind is a powerful engine, and self-investment fuels it, generating results that grow exponentially. Your health and energy are also investments. Without physical and mental well-being, knowledge, skills, and opportunities are wasted. Relentless self-investment includes proper nutrition, exercise, rest, and mindfulness practices that enhance your capacity to perform at a high level. People often neglect this aspect, prioritizing short-term convenience over long-term vitality. Every action you take to strengthen your body, sharpen your mind, and regulate your emotions increases your productivity, focus, and resilience. Health is not just the absence of illness, it is a foundation for excellence. Investing in yourself means treating your body and mind as assets that must be nurtured daily. Investing in relationships is an often overlooked form of self-investment. Surrounding yourself with mentors, coaches, and peers who challenge and inspire you accelerates growth. People who fail to cultivate these relationships. IPS stagnate while those who prioritize connections gain knowledge, accountability, and opportunities. Relentless investment in relationships means seeking guidance, learning from experience, and giving value in return. Networking strategically, sharing ideas, and receiving constructive feedback multiply your potential and influence. Every person you connect with who elevates your thinking or challenges your limits contributes to your reinvention. Self-investment extends beyond personal skill to the quality of the environment and people you engage with. Financial investment in yourself is another key area. Spending money on education, training, tools, or experiences that increase your knowledge, efficiency, or skill set is not an expense. It is capital that produces long-term returns. Many people avoid investing in themselves due to fear or short-term thinking, but those who commit create exponential opportunities. Each dollar spent strategically on your development enhances your potential earning power, broadens your perspective, and equips you for challenges. Relentless investment in your growth ensures that you are always expanding your capacity to create, influence, and succeed, turning financial outlay into life-changing outcomes. Investing in your mindset is equally critical. Success begins with the beliefs you hold about yourself, your abilities, and your future. Relentless self-investment requires cultivating positive, empowering thought patterns, practicing gratitude, and developing resilience to setbacks. People who neglect their mindset remain trapped by fear, doubt, and self-sabotage. By committing to personal development through reflection, meditation, and affirmations, you reinforce your capacity to take bold action and maintain focus. Mindset investment multiplies the effectiveness of every other investment: skills, knowledge, relationships, and health. Because a powerful mind leverages all resources effectively, converting effort into tangible results. Investing in yourself is not a one-time act. It is a daily commitment. Every day presents an opportunity to improve, learn, and grow. People who wait for external validation or circumstances remain stagnant, while those who act consistently compound their progress. Relentless self-investment requires discipline, focus, and intentionality, with each small action building momentum. Over time, these incremental investments produce transformation that is undeniable. Each choice to read, practice, learn, or challenge yourself adds layers of value to your personal and professional life. The cumulative effect of daily investment produces results that feel impossible until they manifest. Finally, investing in yourself creates independence and freedom. Knowledge, skill, health, and resilience cannot be taken from you. Relentless self-investment empowers you to navigate uncertainty, seize opportunities, and shape your own destiny. People who neglect themselves remain dependent on circumstance, luck, or the guidance of others, while those who commit fully control their outcomes. Each effort, each learning experience, each moment dedicated to self-improvement builds leverage, confidence, and competence. The more you invest, the more doors open, the more influence you gain, and the more aligned your life becomes with your vision, purpose, and potential. The people you spend the most time with have a profound impact on your mindset, habits, and trajectory. Surrounding yourself with positive, driven, and supportive individuals elevates your thinking and motivates action. Negative, doubtful, or complacent influences drain energy, distort perception, and reinforce limiting beliefs. Choosing who you allow into your inner circle is one of the most powerful decisions for personal growth. By intentionally seeking relationships with those who challenge you, inspire you, and model success, you accelerate your own development. Positive influences act as mirrors, reflecting possibilities and potential you might not see on your own. Mentors and coaches are invaluable forms of positive influence. They provide guidance, accountability, and insight born from experience. Many people attempt reinvention alone, relying solely on trial and error, but those who invest in learning from others progress faster. Mentors teach you what works, warn against pitfalls, and inspire confidence when you face doubt. Surrounding yourself with mentors requires humility and openness. Recognizing guidance is a form of leverage. Positive influence accelerates growth because it helps you navigate complexity, avoid common mistakes, and make more informed decisions, ultimately transforming learning curves into staircases toward your goals. Peers and collaborators also shape your trajectory. People with ambition, discipline, and vision create an environment that encourages excellence. By surrounding yourself with like-minded peers, you are exposed to ideas, strategies, and habits that you can adopt and adapt. Negative influences breed stagnation and justification, while positive ones foster motivation and creative problem solving. When your inner circle believes in progress and action, you are more likely to follow suit. Collaboration with high-caliber individuals reinforces accountability and generates synergy. Positive peer influence helps sustain momentum, providing both support during challenges and inspiration to push beyond what you thought was possible. Positive influence extends to daily exposure. What you read, watch, and listen to matters. Surrounding yourself with uplifting content, thought leaders, and educational material shapes your beliefs and mindset. Many people fill their minds with negativity, gossip, or entertainment that reinforces limitation, yet deliberate exposure to inspiration cultivates growth. What you allow into your mind becomes part of your identity, influencing choices, confidence, and perspective. By consistently feeding yourself NOLD, GE, encouragement, and vision. Through books, podcasts, seminars, and media, you create a mental environment that reinforces action, resilience, and purpose. Your external circle should reflect the quality of your internal environment. Accountability partners are a critical element of positive influence. Choosing someone who will hold you responsible for your commitments, celebrate your progress, and challenge your excuses ensures that reinvention stays on course. Many people falter because they attempt growth in isolation, allowing comfort and procrastination to dictate outcomes. Positive accountability partners provide clarity, feedback, and encouragement. They push you to act when motivation wanes and reinforce the discipline needed for long-term transformation. By surrounding yourself with individuals who expect excellence and support your vision, you create a system where growth becomes inevitable and excuses lose their power. Surrounding yourself with positivity also requires distancing from toxic influences. Some relationships, though familiar, can drain confidence, spread doubt, or encourage stagnation. Letting go of these relationships is an act of self-respect and strategic prioritization. It is not rejection of people, but affirmation of your own goals, values, and vision. By removing negativity from your inner circle, you free up mental and emotional energy for constructive pursuits. Every positive interaction you cultivate strengthens your mindset, habits, and capacity for success. Surrounding yourself with the right people creates a natural ecosystem of growth, inspiration, and reinforcement for your reinvention. Positive influence fosters motivation during challenges. Even the most resilient individuals face setbacks, self-doubt, or moments of indecision. Being surrounded by people who inspire perseverance, share wisdom, and model success reminds you of what is possible. Encouraging voices help you see beyond immediate difficulties and maintain focus on long-term goals. Without supportive influence, obstacles can feel insurmountable, but with the right environment, challenges become opportunities for growth. Positive influence instills hope, accountability, and clarity, allowing you to navigate adversity with confidence. It reinforces the mindset that you are capable, resourceful, and deserving of success. Investing time in high-caliber communities multiplies the effect of positive influence. Networking, mastermind groups, and professional associations provide exposure to ideas, strategies, and connections beyond what one individual could achieve alone. Communities of driven, ambitious, and growth-oriented individuals create collective momentum, inspiration, and shared accountability. By immersing yourself in these groups, you gain insight, support, and challenge, all of which accelerate your development. Surrounding yourself with positive influence is not passive. It requires active participation, contribution, and openness to learning. The environment you cultivate becomes a multiplier for your vision, amplifying both your motivation and your results. Surrounding yourself with positive influence also shapes your identity. The people you associate with reinforce the standards you hold for yourself, the habits you adopt, and the mindset you cultivate. When your inner circle embodies excellence, integrity, and ambition, those qualities become internalized. Negative influences reinforce limiting beliefs, mediocrity, and fear, while positive influences foster courage, discipline, and vision. By intentionally curating your environment, you are effectively programming your mind, behavior, and potential. This deliberate influence ensures that your reinvention is supported by consistent, empowering energy, habits, and guidance from those around you. Finally, positive influence excel. It rates opportunity. The people you surround yourself with introduce you to ideas, resources, partnerships, and experiences you might never access alone. Opportunity often follows exposure to the right environment, relationships, and networks. Surrounding yourself with motivated, ambitious, and knowledgeable individuals ensures that doors open and paths emerge that align with your vision. Positive influence cultivates growth, learning, resilience, and momentum, creating a fertile ecosystem for transformation. By choosing wisely who you allow into your inner circle, you maximize your potential, enhance your mindset, and position yourself to achieve extraordinary results in every area of life. A bold vision is the foundation of extraordinary achievement. Without clarity about where you are going, every effort risks being scattered or wasted. Committing to a vision requires courage, imagination, and belief in your own potential. Many people settle for mediocrity because their vision is limited or undefined. By creating a compelling picture of your desired future, you provide direction for your actions, focus for your energy, and motivation when challenges arise. Daily progress becomes the bridge between your present reality and the life you envision. A bold vision transforms ordinary routines into intentional steps toward greatness. Daily progress is the engine that turns vision into reality. Small, consistent actions accumulate over time, creating momentum that becomes unstoppable. People often underestimate the compounding power of incremental effort seeking immediate results. Instead, by committing to daily progress, you remove reliance on motivation alone and develop discipline, resilience, and consistency. Every action, no matter how minor, shapes your trajectory. Routine effort, when aligned with a clear vision, becomes a force multiplier. Each day is an opportunity to reinforce your purpose, build skills, and create measurable results that move you closer to the life you are determined to achieve. Committing to a bold vision requires clarity and specificity. A vague dream produces vague results, while a clearly defined goal drives intentional action. People often fail because their vision is abstract, shifting, or unconvincing even to themselves. By articulating exactly what you want, why it matters, and how it will impact your life, you create a roadmap for achievement. Daily progress becomes purposeful rather than random. Every step is deliberate, every decision aligned with your objectives. A precise vision transforms effort into measurable growth and ensures that time, energy, and resources are focused on what truly matters. Accountability amplifies the impact of daily progress. Sharing your vision with mentors, peers, or accountability partners ensures that your actions remain consistent and deliberate. Without accountability, progress can be inconsistent and commitment can waver under pressure or distraction. Positive accountability provides feedback, encouragement, and correction, keeping you on track. Every daily action is reinforced when measured against your vision, producing both discipline and momentum. People who commit alone often falter, but those who leverage accountability accelerate their growth. Accountability transforms intention into implementation, ensuring that vision is not merely aspirational but operational, and that daily progress compounds into significant transformation. Persistence is non-negotiable when pursuing a bold vision. Obstacles, setbacks, and failures are inevitable, but consistent action ensures continued movement forward. Many abandon their vision at the first sign of difficulty, mistaking temporary discomfort for permanent limitation. By committing to daily progress, you develop resilience, problem-solving capacity, and adaptability. Every challenge overcome strengthens confidence and reinforces the belief that your vision is attainable. Daily effort transforms struggle into mastery, experience into wisdom, and challenges into opportunities. A bold vision demands unrelenting perseverance, and daily progress creates the rhythm, habit, and momentum necessary to persist even when circumstances are difficult. Prioritization ensures that daily progress aligns with your bold vision. Without prioritizing high-value actions, effort can be wasted on low-impact tasks. Many people are busy without being productive because they fail to focus on what moves them toward their goal. Committing to a bold vision requires distinguishing between urgent and important, eliminating distractions, and consistently executing the tasks that have the greatest impact. Every day presents choices, And prioritization ensures that your energy, time, and focus are aligned with your ultimate objectives. Daily progress becomes strategic rather than accidental, creating measurable advancement towards your vision. Visualization strengthens commitment to your bold vision, mentally rehearsing the life you desire, the steps you will take, and the outcomes you will achieve. Keeps your vision vivid and inspiring. Many people drift because they lose connection to the emotional power of their goals. By seeing yourself succeed, overcoming challenges, and embodying the future you want, you motivate consistent action and reinforce belief in your ability. Daily visualization complements tangible progress, creating alignment between thought and action. This mental preparation makes daily tasks more meaningful, strengthens discipline, and ensures that your vision remains a constant source of motivation. Flexibility and adaptation are critical for sustaining daily progress. A bold vision is a destination, but the path is rarely linear. Circumstances change, opportunities arise, and challenges require adjustment. People who are rigid often abandon progress when plans deviate, while those who are adaptable continue moving toward their vision with creative problem solving. Daily progress involves evaluating results, adjusting strategies, and maintaining focus despite obstacles. By being flexible without compromising your vision, you transform setbacks into learning experiences and opportunities for innovation. Adaptation ensures that effort is always productive and that progress continues even when circumstances are unpredictable. Tracking and measurement reinforce commitment and progress. What is measured can be improved, and daily accountability for your actions ensures momentum toward your vision. Many people work hard without knowing whether they are truly advancing, leading to frustration or wasted effort. By recording accomplishments, analyzing outcomes, and identifying areas for improvement, you turn effort into results. Daily progress becomes tangible, providing both motivation and clarity. Metrics illuminate gaps, celebrate wins, and guide adjustments, ensuring that every action contributes to the larger objective. A bold vision without measurement is aspirational. With daily tracking, it becomes achievable. Celebrating incremental progress fuels motivation and reinforces commitment. Each day's action contributes to a larger transformation, and recognizing small wins builds confidence, momentum, and belief in your ability to achieve your vision. People often neglect to acknowledge their progress, focusing only on distant goals, which can lead to discouragement. By appreciating daily achievements, you cultivate resilience, positivity, and momentum. Celebration is not indulgence. It is reinforcement of the behaviors that produce results. Daily progress, acknowledged and valued, compounds into extraordinary outcomes. Every action, every choice, and every step builds the foundation for the life your bold vision envisions.